Hey there, my name is Laura, and this is my first video in a very long time. I actually erased all my old YouTube videos, or most of them anyway, at least about raw foods and things like that, just because I kind of had an existential crisis, and I wasn't sure who to trust, and I didn't want to give advice that I didn't really stand behind or wasn't sure about anymore. It's been an interesting journey for me. I've been on raw foods, or very high raw, since the beginning of 2008. I discovered it kind of late 2007 when I was having a lot of mental problems, and I really didn't want to go back on antidepressants. I have been on them in the past, and I was having kind of mental breakdowns, and so I basically asked the universe to show me which direction to go in, and I discovered, I was reading a lot of Steve Pavlina, and he had a 30-day raw food challenge, bunch of blog posts that he was making at the beginning of 2008, and they just hooked me for some reason, and I really took notice. I'm like, why is this fascinating me so much? And within a couple of days of reading them, I'm like, this is my answer. And I just knew it in my heart that it was my answer. So I did a lot of research over the next few months, and February 2nd, I decided to go vegan. I was already vegetarian. I decided to go vegan and cut out all refined, like white sugars and things like that from my diet. And over the next 2 months, slowly cut out other things, and then April 1st, go 100% raw. And now, I didn't know anything about low-fat raw vegan back then, which is funny because Steve Pavlina was following low-fat on his blog, but I didn't care. Basically, if it was raw, I would eat it. And vegan, of course. So, I did that, and I went 100% raw on April 1st, 2008. And within 10 days, I felt completely like a different person. 10 days. I mean, I'd worked up to it and cut things out, but 10 days of 100% raw. I was so happy that I couldn't even fall asleep because I was so happy. It was ridiculous. And I was like, why would I ever go back to the way I used to eat? I used to eat, I haven't eaten meat since I was 18. I'm 36 right now, almost 37. I haven't had like chicken or anything like that since like early 2000, like 2001, I think. And fish I cut out in 2007. So I didn't have a lot of detox to do, but I did. I had some really big cystic pimples for like a week. I was really tired and yeah, just lethargic and kind of dizzy, headaches and things like that. But I knew exactly what it was because I'd done my research. And then, yeah, I expected miracles. From everything I'd read, I was expecting miracles, and it happened. And I was like, I will never, ever go back to like junk food, nothing like that. And even when I've gone off of raw, which is here and there, and still really high raw, when I have gone off of it, it's like a treat to me now, like that isn't raw, is like hummus or like rice or potatoes or something. And after a while of having those things, I'm kind of like, I don't feel as good as I did eating fully 100% raw. So I always go back to it. So yeah, if you get to that point where something, that's healthy to everybody else becomes your junk food or your treat, that's where you want to be. So now, yeah, about 3 years into it is when I discovered like low-fat raw vegan, and I've struggled with it here and there, mostly because there was like little tweaks I had to make here and there, and it's just like a journey, you don't have to be perfect, and expecting perfection of yourself is just silly. I mean, like, for instance, I was like, oh, this diet isn't working, and all these raw foodists are insane, and a lot of them kind of are, and not all of them, but there's a lot of crazy ones. So, like, for instance, I had, like, horrible skin for a couple years on high fruit diet. Awful. Like rash, itchy, dandruff. And when all this stuff went on like a year ago, drama in the raw food world, I was like, screw these people. Like, fuck this. Like, I don't want to be crazy. Maybe I shouldn't be raw. And I just started eating lots of, you know, stuff like hummus and tomates and just anything vegan. Like, still lots of raw food, but I just ate what I wanted that wasn't raw, and my skin cleared up. And I was like, what the hell? I'm like, I don't feel as good otherwise, but why is my skin, like, amazing? And I realized that I was lacking sodium because for so long I'm like, oh, the salt, that's what's causing my dry skin. It's the salt. I can't have any salt. And then I started eating some salty foods and my skin got amazing. So now I eat a low-fat, high-raw, sometimes all-raw, vegan diet with a bit of added salt, like half a teaspoon a day. And my skin, I have no makeup on. None, except for lip gloss. And it's like perfect. And I'm almost 37. It's not the best camera, but like seriously, I have really good skin and that's made all the difference. So like, if you're doing this, listen to your body to some extent, you know? If I still have high fat stuff sometimes, I do. I like it. I like gourmet raw food. I ate it for the first 3 years and I felt awesome. I did. But when I started to go the other way, I can't really go back now. I've tried. I feel okay. I feel good, but I don't feel as energetic. I can't do athletic things like I can now. So I do martial arts and I do like high intensity stuff, and I'm really getting into fitness. It's been like my missing link, really. I've neglected it. I've done fitness stuff here and there, but getting into martial arts has really made me want to get even more fit. So I'm really giving her now. Hence my ninja shirt. Anyway, yeah, all I gotta say on this is that, you know, it's a journey. I recommend people, if you want to try eating raw and the amount of food is daunting, or you don't want to eat fruit all day, it's like, try just eating like anything raw. It's a fine transition. Like, if I have high fat stuff now, I really feel it. Especially if I'm having a lot of fruit as well. I feel like, ugh, like I can feel my blood sugar spike. It's crazy. But I listen to my body. I'm like, okay, I can't have that. I can only have that once in a while. You know? So, the thing that's been the most helpful for me is to never follow anybody blindly. Bruce Lee is a big hero of mine, and he famously says, like, basically, get rid of the unessential. Keep what works and get rid of the rest. And that's what I do. I keep what works, and if something isn't working, I figure it out. Use your brain. You got one for a reason. Make sure you got enough friggin' glucose to your brain. None of this low-carb crap. And yeah, use your brain. Like, really delve into it. Anyway, that's my first video, and yeah, maybe I'll make some more. We'll see. Talk to you soon. Okay, bye.